So, according to, I don't know, other leaks or something like that, apparently on the 13th of June, that is D-Day, where one of the constitutional rights are going to get stripped from women and they won't have access to abortions, and it's just going to be a recreation of The Handmaid's Tale literally every day for the rest of our lives. And like the rest of these well-informed fucking homely feminists, 1 in 4 women get an abortion. I couldn't corroborate that statistic literally anywhere, but yeah, no, that's nice. I'm sure she has very good facts. Probably her sources are just hiding under her mask while she's standing up fucking side. But again, have we found who the leaker of this opinion is? No, probably never going to find out anyways. But whatever, no, I'm sure the FBI is hard at work at that. That's nice. But yeah, no, apparently there is going to be an activist plan to block entrances and shut down the Supreme Court. Oh my God, I hope somebody is there from the old Kent State days to really deal with this stuff. But I don't know. I'm sure they're going to have a real nice turnout. Anyways, a protest organizing group, Down D.C, plans to block access to the Supreme Court in Washington on June 13th. Wow, that sounds a lot like something else that happened in Washington that currently has like primetime hearings airing right now. Somebody trying to obstruct official federal government business. I wonder if that's also going to be labeled an insurrection. Just wondering. Online meeting footage obtained by Epoch Times, a group announced that it planned to seal off all 3 vehicle entrances. Oh, that's all right. You want to fight for abortions? This is just going to be, what, like a 60th trimester abortion for some of the people that are there. If you're going to be blocking vehicle entrances, I'm sure that if you really want to be testing some people. Anyways, goal is to create a decision dilemma presenting the court, Congress, and law enforcement and political leaders that oversee them. That the 3 unacceptable options. Oh, with 3 unacceptable options. Okay, sure. What exactly are you proclaiming? Expand the current political crisis by shutting down the Supreme Court on June 13th, an upcoming decision day. Okay. Meet at Stanton Park at 7 a.m., break into 3 groups. Okay. Or to come organized in 3 groups. Okay, looks like they put a lot of thought behind this. And move in to blockade the vehicular entrances to the court. The goal is to create a decision dilemma. Oh, here's the 3. Okay. Allow the blockade to continue and stop justices from entering the court. Yeah, that's nice. We'll see if anybody calls for the stand down of the Capitol Hill Police Department that day. Continue to escalate the crisis in democracy. What crisis in democracy? Oh, right. They're all fucking mental patients, so they think that literally anything that they don't like is a constitutional crisis. By using police force to forcibly remove us. I don't think that'll cause the outrage that you hope it will. Because it's just going to be a bunch of police officers dragging a bunch of screaming, cat-piss stinking feminists. You'd be doing a great service. Doubling as waste management for the day. Open up to implementing the transformation changes that our movements and communities have been demanding. What are you going to firebomb the Supreme Court building? That ought to work out well for you. The group's presentations say that it would either stop the Supreme Court justices from entering the court. Yeah. We already read through that slide anyways. The protests are in response to the leaked Supreme Court Dobbs v. Jackson decision that suggests that it may overturn Roe v. Wade. The new opinion could allow the states to make their own laws on abortion. No, it's literally getting rid of a constitutional amendment that's in there by just the simple vote, which has already been done if you take a look at some newspapers that are out there. The fucking disinformation, the agitprop, the feminist agitprop that has been put forward so far in a response to Roe v. Wade being overturned, and it's literally the end of times for us. Fucking Christ, bunch of speds. A leaked opinion sparked the ire of many for weeks. Protesters have demonstrated outside the Supreme Court. Yes, in the tens of people have showed up. The protesters changed tactics. Activist group Ruth sent us. Oh, well, apparently you didn't read some of her dissents on Roe v. Wade. I'm sorry, dissents or something completely different. Yeah, her opinions on it. She wasn't a fan, but yeah, Ruth sent us. That's nice. I don't know why you're going. She died. Published the home addresses of Supreme Court justices. Again, is there any backlash to that, or is that just fine because they're fighting the good fight? Sure. The hashtag, yeah, resist the trademark fight the power. Whatever. You control all 3 branches of government, you tards. Anyways, and asked people to protest there. Many walked by their homes of the six conservative justices, okay, yelling obscenities at them and their families. Yeah, that's called picketing, and it's illegal. Once again, good work by the boys in blue to really uphold the law. Protesters in Down D.C. meeting also suggested that their actions might not be constitutionally protected. We may talk about some action ideas that stretch the bounds of constitutionally protected speech. Oh, yeah, no, literally. What, are you gonna get violent? What, load up the potato gun with fucking cat turds and bags of period blood? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Not like you can throw them very far. You ever seen a woman throw? Oh, there'll probably be some white knight simps there anyways. I don't know, just throw their soy lattes. Terrific. Or there can be people on any big call who might not have great intentions. So if there is something that you might not want to see on Fox News or any of the conservative news channels, and again, saying that Fox News at this point is conservative, if you don't put a disclaimer in front of that or just a mitigating label of neocon or boomercon, something like that, but whatever. Again, these people are so detached from reality. Why bother getting anything correct? You might not want to, or you might not want to say it on this call. Oh, that's nice. Planned protests next week will continue the escalation by opponents to change in Roe v. Wade. That's nice. If the online planning meeting's attendance is any indication, at least 60 people will take part in the court blockade. At 3 different entrances? That's a whole lot of people. Wow, they'll barely be able to sit side by side, shoulder to shoulder. Well, actually, if you've seen some of the protesters that are out there, you don't even need 20 people at an entrance because there's some wide girls. I don't know why they're so concerned about abortions being, a matter for states' rights. Nobody's fucking these heifers anyways. On May 31st, Down D.C. confirmed that it planned to blockade the streets around the Supreme Court to rise up for the transformative change that our communities need. Yeah, again, if they go through with all of this stuff and they manage to amass a big following there, if they're going to be blocking federal governmental duties, I don't know, man. I seem to remember one other thing that's a fairly comparative causing a big old stink out there, and regardless of the size of that, if there's a couple of them that are there, it'll be a big stink anyways. While we're on the topic of legal subjects, okay, that's kind of sort of a legal subject, we got an Obama judge down there, okay, in the great state of Texas. This makes no sense. Once again, this is another big problem with all of these goofy fucking things, okay? Like, I don't know how I'd properly classify myself if somebody needed me to when it comes to abortion, okay? I think within the first couple of weeks, you should probably know whether or not the pregnancy is right for you, and if you want to get rid of the pregnancy within, the first couple of weeks, that's probably fine. I think Texas is probably right, somewhere around that 6-week mark, maybe a little bit longer than that, but not much, okay? 8 weeks, maybe the first 2 months. I could be all right with that. But then if you take a look at the numbers that are out there, we need equal access to abortion. We need access to safe and effective and legal abortions, because what happens if a child is conceived under a violent circumstance? Well, like 95% of fucking abortions are totally elective, and it's the ultimate expression of hypergamy. But I've already done that video, and we need not tread old ground. It's the ultimate form of parental blackmail, and it's a one-way street, okay? And if you want access to that, great. Just don't make other people pay for your stupid fucking decisions. Plan B's $30. Condoms are what, a nickel? 25 cents in those fucking truck stop vending machines? Like, Christ almighty, it shouldn't come to the point where you need to hook a Hoover up to your crotch. You should be able to make the fucking decision within the first couple of fucking weeks anyways, okay? You're late, okay, where you having dudes bust up in you, then you should probably take care of that, okay? And if raw dog is the only dog, you should probably be taking other precautions before it gets to this point, okay? And don't be expecting any handouts, okay? Because you can't even keep the dicks out. And that's why this story curtails in nicely, okay? Don't be making people pay for things that they don't either directly benefit from or they're not comfortable supporting, okay? Obama judge says taxpayers must pay for sex change surgery. Nope. Okay, first of all, the sex change surgery when you're not a legally consenting adult, when you're not 18, that shit should be banned, okay? Because the amount of regret is tangible, okay? And the mental health implications of that later in life are astounding if you take a look at those numbers, which we have in previous videos as well. But when you're over the age of 18 and you want to chop off or chop in or do whatever the fuck you want with your body, be my guest. Couldn't give less of a fuck, but don't expect anybody else to flip the bill, okay? If you want to become dependent on big pharma to facilitate your potentially warped view of reality, go for it. That is your constitutional right. You have the right to your own bodily choice, okay? Go for it. Have fun with that. But don't expect other people to flip the bill for your hormone treatments, you fucking weirdos. Federal judge in Georgia. Oh, sided with a Houston County Sheriff's deputy. I seen Houston. I thought it was in Texas, but it's in Georgia. Equally as goofy. Ruling that the county discriminated against a man by denying to pay for his gender-affirming surgery. How adorable. A man who goes by the name Anna Lang told his boss, Sheriff Cullen Talton, and co-workers in 2018 that he was going to start living as a woman and wanted gender reassignment surgery. Well, have fun with that. We're just not going to pay for it yet, fucking weirdo. The Albany Herald reported that the ruling from Judge Mark T. Treadwell, a Barack Obama appointee, the chief judge of the U.S. District Court in Macon, has ruled that the county's policy is discriminatory. Why is that? Because it only affects transgender employees, and it specifically discriminates against Lang because of the county's only openly transgender worker. That is a big think decision. So if the policy is discriminatory, shouldn't the policy be scrapped then? But okay, I guess if you just drill down and you just kind of want to make your own political ruling on this, then you can come to that decision. Treadwell noted, for example, that the county's healthcare plan would cover a mastectomy when deemed medically necessary. Yes, medically necessary, not some sort of fucking gobbledygook thinking. For cancer treatment, but not for gender dysphoria. Yeah, exactly. If you think that you need to get your tits cut off to think that, yeah, I'm a real man, that's fine. You go pay for that yourself. That's just not the burden of your healthcare group. It's not the burden of American taxpayers. The Obama-nominated judge's ruling relied partly on the landmark U.S. Supreme Court decision in 2020 that granted workplace protection for discrimination for LGBTQ employees. But what about the AIP++2 or whatever the fuck else is tagged on that, you bunch of bigots, which was released the year after Lang sued the county. How wonderful. So that's a super warped interpretation of that statute, but interesting. We'll see how long it takes for that to get appealed up to a Supreme Court, because this is just, district court, so there's still some more avenues of appeal. Ignoring Bostick doesn't make it go away. Oh, we're referring to U.S. Supreme Court ruling Bostick v. Clayton County. In short, the defendants can't find a Bostock workaround. The exclusion plainly discriminates because of transgender status. The Transgender Legal Defense and Education Fund, which filed a lawsuit on Lang's behalf, said the ruling is a landmark decision for transgender rights. That's nice. The court's decision makes clear that depriving transgender people of health care is not only immoral, but also illegal. No, exactly. If you're sick, you can go in and get help, okay? Sick, as in, like, physically, not up here. But apparently that's the new adopted position that's out there. If you think that you need it, then you go for it, okay? How long before we start getting healthcare sponsored tit jobs, okay? Or Brazilian butt lifts or dick extensions? Like, is that where we're going on? Or saline for balls, okay? I feel like I'm an imperfect man because my balls just aren't the size that I want them to be, and you're being discriminatory if you don't fund this fucking bizarre procedure. So the surgery could cost $186,000 fucking dollars, and that's, I don't know if that's calculating in the additional treatments that's going to be needing for the rest of that's life. But yeah, we'll see if this gets appealed up. I'd imagine, because this is a fairly hefty chunk of change. And it's not like it's terribly popular right now, because as you can see, the big announcement from the Transgender Legal Defense Fund, it's got 69 nice likes, and that's about it right now. So is it a victory? No. Is it just another way to rape the taxpayer dollars? Yeah, exactly. But we'll see. It's going to be a funky week, especially if you got those stinky people just sitting in front of the driveways of the Supreme Court. Buckle in. This should be the kickoff to the Summer of Love 2022. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.